All right, Craig, thank you. Our referees tonight, Joe DeRosa, Michael Smith, and Rodney Mott. We are underway here in San Antonio.
Collins on him. Malone doesn't have to guard the primary offensive player inside.
And Deshaun Stevenson's first offering is up and in.
Well, this is interesting in watching the break now. That's what I was seeing develop. Karl Malone's trying to get down very quickly to beat David down.
After a great game like that, if they can come back with another one.
Duncan double teamed in a straight jacket. Stockton was leaning in. Collins wasn't back.
Here, he's worked hard on it. I think more than anything, though, just mentally, he's always been a good shooter, but he's struggled mentally.
And Karl Malone knocks in his first shot from the field.
On assists per minute, he's #1 in the NBA. I mean, the guy is simply amazing. He's not just playing at age 40. He's dominating at age 40. We haven't given him 40 yet.
Players into situations that they don't know that they're in, like that.
What a pass by Karl Malone, his second assist in this first quarter.
Appreciate every little thing he does, and every single young player out there should emulate his game.
What a pass by Duncan, another big man at the other end of the floor. Some outstanding passing by big men, no less.
No communication right there between Daniels and Charles Smith. That just comes, they haven't played a lot together right there. And same thing, Deshaun Stevenson gets rubbed off. Karl Malone, no weak side help.
And both of those plays were examples when the man had cut off of the post guy. The defender usually relaxes, and guys have left this organization and hadn't done it well.
Malone, an open three. Good! Karl Malone hits the home run. Screen by Duncan. Daniels, a Oster tag, and a side to Duncan. That baby had a vapor trail on it. It was 75% shooting for the Jazz, 44% shooting for San Antonio. Nice rebound, and two more for Karl Malone with Greg Oster tag.
So we got a switch on the screen and roll. Antonio Daniels does a good job and just throws it up at the rim for Tim Duncan. There's nothing that John Stockton can do down at his belly button.
Well, and that indicates Duncan's great hands.
+1 for Utah. They come in 21 and 17. Nice pass inside. Utah again shoves it inside. Bad knee. There's John Starks.
And you got to like Daniel's poise. So here's a guy that was put on the bench. And I think, as Danny said, he contributes. And this team depends so much on each other that if you don't play together, you cannot play with the Jazz.
Is in the game for the first time for the San Antonio Spurs. Steven Jackson to Tim Duncan. What a pass by Jackson. Vincent will operate, working on the 38-year-old Terry Porter. Pitching back to an open Karl Malone. Knocks it in again. Karl Malone. Picked up by Duncan. 56% shooting for Utah. Karl Malone puts it in. He's got rebounding San Antonio by 2. Kirilenko inside. Makes his way in. Nice knock away by Duncan.
The only flaw is his strength, where he doesn't have power around the basket, but he's so active and he doesn't mind putting his head in there where there's a lot of...
Malone, 6 of 7 shooting tonight, guarded by Robinson. Well, how many great matches have these two had over the years, and he beats him again.
Fun to see a guy get excited, though. He scored as many points as him.
Duncan chisels his way inside the lane and finds 2, and Tim Duncan now with 14. Taken by Utah. Malone has hit his last 7 consecutive shots. A monster game by a guy who likes monster trucks. And what about Tim Duncan? You need him to score more. There's only 2 right there in the second quarter. And Smith, Charles, and Steve. Duncan off balance. Hits a great shot, his 16th of the night.
That was Daniels.
Wow.
I think Daniels' ankle's okay.
Yeah.
But he's been going at...
Going to point a couple times in the second quarter. Stockton losing it inside. Buckle up for Antonio Daniels.
And Stockton just got nailed again in the face.
Here comes Malone driving down the baseline. Fouls into Malik Rose, and a foul is called by 15 over Seattle up in Salt Lake. It goes Malone hard to the wood, and a foul called on Malik Rose.
Over the last 4 or 5 minutes saying, give me the basketball.
No, I think you're absolutely correct. I think that he definitely needs to express himself, Duncan. Offensively, he's challenging Duncan.
40% shooting for the Spurs. Tim Duncan has hit 2 in a row with a sweet pirouette inside. Defending. Rebound. Collins uncovered and squeezes the trigger.
Well, notice Collins. Collins is a pretty good offensive player. He catches that ball down low against the trees. He's got to get that ball back outside. He's had 3 or 4 shots blocked after offensive rebounds.
For the first time Utah shooting beneath 50%. A third foul on Karl Malone, who here defends or tries to defend Tim Duncan. He's got 21. San Antonio down by 2. This is the NBA on TNT. In the Malone, who's got 18 points. Over Rose. Yes, he gets it. 20 points now for Karl Malone.
Taking Carlinko on the block every time now.
Duncan, bad pass. Another turnover. Has missed a lot of this third quarter. They go inside the ball. Too much time. And a 24-second shot clock violation on Utah.
No wonder he can dunk it. Maybe that was my problem.
Duncan scoops it up and in.
Well, that's the guy you got to be careful.
Antonio has their first lead tonight. It comes with under a minute to play in the third quarter. Karl Malone ties the game. From the free throw line, 25 points tonight. Taking over the third quarter, where he had 8 points. Clock is down to 7.
Malik Rose and Karl Malone are really banging one another inside and out.
Ostertag puts up a baby hook. West is on fire. And 2 teams right here vying for the playoffs in the West. Malone cranks one off the iron. Put in 6. All 12 Spurs points by the young kids. Duncan, how old is he shot? Tonight, 6 attempts. Russell, Stockton, and Karl Malone hustling inside. Fouled by Tim Duncan. It's on Malone.
And both of the rookies are on the opposite side of the ball. Let the veterans take over right now, Jerry is saying.
Duncan. Trapped inside, leans in, finds the basket. 29 points. Timeout taken.
A lot of confidence right here. He knows where everybody is. He's very patient on the low post. Does a good job recognizing where all 3 defenders are. Doesn't lean in, and great shot by Tim Duncan.
Duncan again, wheels into the lane. Rebound, Tim Duncan. Knocked away inside. Karolinko vacuums it. 90-89, Spurs on top by 1 after trailing most of the first half. Duncan tries to angle his way in, colliding with Malone and Russell. 3-point shot for San Antonio. Karl Malone has taken 1 shot from the field in the third quarter. There's number 2.
Hey.
2.5 to play. Duncan leading and firing and knocks in his 33rd point tonight.
This late in the game.
Why isn't Karl Malone guarding him? The one possession Karl guarded him, he did a good job.
And Malone glides in with the great assist from John Stockton.
Guy on the block that everybody loves. So Daniel has stepped up today and done a great job.
He's got 17. Duncan is falling, and he can't get up. It's Malone from outside. 2 in a row for Karl Malone. Heels putting up a prayer. Shot clock buzzer goes off. Picked up by Malone. Early release. Karolinko off the other end. Under 17 seconds to play.
And I don't like Tim Duncan being boxed out by Padgett on this free throw miss.
Duncan. And a foul.
Taller guy in there. Put some size in to get the rebound.
Wow. He's got 10 in the quarter and 35 for the game. And he is Padgett for 3. Off again. Rebound. Karolinko. 1 second left. Game over and San Antonio has won.
Well, terrific job by Tim Duncan, 35 points, 17 of 17 from the line. But one of the key plays, you're up by 2. Danny Ainge says, why is Scott Padgett in the game trying to box out Tim Duncan on a free throw? Did you sense the same thing that Danny Ainge did, that you had a chance to get that key rebound?
Yeah, I tried to block him out. I think come to the outside. I thought it would be mine, and luckily enough, the ball bounced to the outside.
What about the 17 for 17? The one knock on you last year was 60% free throw shooting. Why the big turnaround?
Just simplify what I do. Just go up there. I have confidence in my shot. Just take the shot and let it go, and I'm not doing everything else.
We know that Jerry Sloan has a reputation as a great defender, as a player. He likes to play with single coverage underneath there and doesn't like to double team. Are you surprised in the fourth quarter they didn't double team you more, and if so, why?
No, they never double team me. They always have that guy that comes from the top and kind of helps when I get into the middle, but they never double team me, so I wasn't surprised at all.
Well, let's talk about the front line with the Spurs, you and Robinson. But Charles Smith, a career high 21 the other night, approached that again tonight. Also, you're getting a lot of help from some of your other teammates. How is this team right now?
Charles, Steven Jackson, Antonio, those guys are all big. They're all stepping up right now. We have a bunch of injuries, and we're just finding a way to get it done. Those guys are doing a great job doing that.
Okay, great job tonight. Let's go back to Kevin.